Mr. Turner, when you were just asked who do you represent, could a simple explanation of who you represent just be the consumer?
We are a public interest advocacy group concentrated on the interests of consumers. Yes,
on the consumers, thank you. Now, why don't you just expand a little bit on what the impact of a repeal of these non-discriminatory principles could mean for consumers in the United States?
It could be devastating. Right now, I think through Mr. Cicconi's testimony, we've learned that there's really no problem the marketplace has with the FCC rules. However, if you remove that certainty, you then create potential discrimination against innovative companies like Mrs. Chase. You potentially have companies that would block content like Netflix because it competes with their online video products. You potentially have the next Netflix, the next Zipcar, not being able to start their business, and consumers ultimately are the losers in that.
So if you are a kid in a dorm someplace and you've got an idea right now and your girlfriend is over at the business school and she says, maybe I can help you to raise some money right now, what is the difference in terms of the perspective of an investor if you have discrimination or non-discrimination principles on the books in terms of the startup of a small business that would ultimately provide consumers with more choice?
Well, it would create tremendous uncertainty, and I think we keep hearing, that there was never network neutrality to begin with, but I think that's really an inaccurate view of history. The Internet was born from the principle of non-discrimination. It existed for the 30 years before it even became commercialized, and it existed, as you mentioned, until 2005. It wasn't until that recent change that this got started.
Let me just finish on that point. And that was the testimony that we had here from Tim Berners-Lee, the creator of the World Wide Web. He made it quite clear that when he created the World Wide Web, he baked the principle of non-discrimination into the personality of the Internet. He invented the World Wide Web. He's still only 54 years old. And that was the first witness that we had 4 years ago before the committee. So we can either give some deference to the inventor of the World Wide Web, which is the basis for all of this commercial activity, or we can just ignore it. But non-discrimination, he testified, was the central characteristic of the web. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.